I'm going to start right here and we'll see if it's recording when I'm done. My name is Matthew Embry Bradshaw, guys. Thank you for joining in. I'm on the road right now to Burlington, Vermont, hopefully to get into a newspaper where Bernie Sanders lives, because I've tried to call him. I've left messages at his office. I've not received any response back. So I'm hoping that Bernie reads his own town's newspaper. And if he does, I'll be able to reach him no matter where he is, as long as I can get in one that he reads. I don't know how many there are. So I'm on my way to Burlington, Vermont. And today I want to talk about some stuff. I want to talk about the solutions that I'm going to address. And as I talk about these solutions, I'd like you to ask, if I don't mention the issue that is pressing on your heart, I want you to ask, how does this affect my concern or the special interest of my life? Okay? Because I think you'll find that these solutions that I propose for the American people, I mean, this is for myself. I'm one of you. I've lived in poverty my whole life, and I've struggled, but God has been with me, and I've always been taken care of. I've never had to beg, and I'm grateful for that. I've had to ask, but thank God I haven't had to beg. And that's what I'm going to end. We are going to end poverty in this nation. How are you going to do that, man? All right, first, I'm going to tell you where the resources are going to come from. For example, from what they say on the internet, something like 30-something billionaires, 30-something people became billionaires during the COVID-19 crisis. Conspiracy or no conspiracy, the evidence says and shows that money is being funneled to the top. Well, let's take it back. Here's how we do it. If you become a millionaire, first of all, I want to set a cap on our income tax. In times of peace, the cap is 20%. Ideally, we become so prosperous that the citizens pay no taxes. We're going to figure that out too. But we're going to take a tax. In the Bible, there's a tithe every 3 years for the poor. That equals 3.33% for the poor. Now that's already built into that cap of 20%, an initial poverty tax. But once you become a millionaire in this country, we want you to expect to give back to the nation to help others come out of poverty. That's the price for being prosperous in America, is that you're going to pay it forward. Call it the pay it forward tax. Then from there, once you become a 10 millionaire, I'm sure there's a proper word for that, but I like 10 millionaire. Coin it, quote it, 10 millionaire. Hashtag 10 millionaire tax. Now this is the super wealth tax. The other one is a poverty or the initial wealth tax. This one's a super wealth tax. And everything over $10 million, if we still have poverty and homelessness in America, and a lack of medical, because the Medicare for all is going to be part of these funds. As long as there's a need for the medical to be taken care of. And see, this way we don't even have to change the system right now, because all we got to do is put these taxes into place, and you have Medicare for all, And you can go and you have the government paying the bill, right? Well, guess what? The people who are prospering off of that end up paying this 50% tax on everything over that. So there's a definite incentive for them to make some adjustments. Because the more they charge us, the more that we're just going to get back for us. Now, at some point, they might just factor in 50% extra cost over that and build their business models on that. And if that's the case, fine. You know, that's a planned 50% charitable contribution to the homelessness, the medical needs, and the poverty issue in America. I'm a little fish jelly right now. Let me get straight. So, what we're doing is we're going to fix the foundation of America by first bringing people out of poverty. Second, ensuring that people who are doing well or are not doing well have the ability to be well. You know, because you might have nothing wrong in your life. You might have a great job. You might have everything right and then get injured. Then get injured. That injury might put you dependent on painkillers, which may end up destroying your life. You may end up getting addicted, and that usually doesn't end well for people. I know a lot of people who started with an injury and became a drug addict. So we're going to solve these problems, all right? So there's where we get the money. 3.33% over $1 million, all the way up to $10 million. At $10 million, that 3.33% increases to a 25% tax on top of normal tax, which is a cap of 20. So after you become a 10 millionaire, if there is homelessness and poverty and a need for medical care in America, you're going to be paying up to 45% tax as a 10 millionaire. Now remember, these taxes fall off. That's not the word I'm looking for. They trip at the need for a solution for homelessness and poverty. So when there's that need, it's automatically in the tax system and you get taxed. As soon as there's not that need, these wealth taxes click off. Right? Alright, so it might just take one payroll to solve the need at that moment. You know, this is also going to go for the relief, okay? Because see, if there's something that happens where people's homes and businesses are destroyed, they don't have a job, they don't have a place to stay, their most important thing is needing shelter and the amenities. So that's immediate poverty and homelessness. It goes for that too. So that we know that there's a fund that's taken care of by the super wealthy in time of crisis. Now, you know, we have the issue of people taking money out of American soil and trying to evade taxes. Well, we're going to put a stop to that. If you're going to make money off the backs of the American people, if you're going to use our resources and remove them from this nation, you're going to be heavily taxed. Because you are not going to evade taxes. You are going to pay the same taxes as everyone else. You know, how many times have you out there, people, I'm talking to the citizens right now, have you had the opportunity, or even though it's illegal, mandatory overtime put on your life? Maybe you need it, maybe you want it, maybe you hate it because it takes away the only time you have from your kids when you have visitation. And then that puts you in a new tax bracket where all of a sudden everything you just made is gone. For what? They worked you like a slave. They took your money because it's in the system to automatically take it once you reach a certain wealth threshold. You see where I'm going with this? We're going to take that off the backs of the American people and only put it on the super wealthy. And we're going to make it law. No tax on overtime. Period. If you work overtime, your employer doesn't have to take any taxes. Therefore, you should expect no taxes taken out. We're rewriting the tax code, people. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to lead this nation to balance. I'm going to lead this nation to what the citizens need, not what the corrupt politicians want. If you think that you're going to get balance in the solutions that this nation is crying out for by electing another politician, you are in a world of a fog or something. Or you've been lied to. And maybe you really trust the person who's telling you the opposite, but I'm telling you right now that there's no other option to bring balance in this nation except to vote Matthew Embry Bradshaw. Write it in, scream it from the rooftops, take it to the courthouse, and tell them. We don't want Biden. We don't want Trump. We want a regular American who's been planning to stand for us for the last 9 years. And I'm here, and I'm ready, and I'm driving down the road to come see you. Driving the vote boat, folks. And I'm going to call together a congressional convention, which has, as far as I know, never been done. And I want to do it somewhere huge to where we can put the House and the Senate and myself and all my advisors and the ambassadors to the states that I'm going to appoint. And then in triangles, like imagine the middle of a football stadium. The middle of it had all of Congress. The rest of it, first come, first serve, no fee for entry. All you had to do is go sit in your state's section. And this way, we can see the issues and how the different states will say yay or nay, so that I can hear the people sitting behind their congressmen, and we'll compare what their congressmen and women are trying to do versus what the people are saying. And my ambassador will be tasked, of each state, will be tasked with listening to that crowd, very specifically positioned to see, maybe even have electronic stuff that he counts right then. And then I say, Ambassador so-and-so of Kentucky, what do the people say? You see, guys, we have the power to change our nation. The Constitution gave it to us. It gave us the power, if need be, to overthrow it and start over. The Constitution was written by people who knew what oppression was. They knew what true slavery is. And thank God it's illegal, but only on paper. Slavery exists. Slavery is rampant in America. There's all types of social injustices that are placed upon us, making us slaves, making us debt holding slaves. And half of it we sign up for. But what we don't sign up for is when life's doing good, we sign all this stuff, we're buying a house, we're getting a nice new car, able to live comfortably and enjoy the fruits of our labor. And then boom, car wreck, oh, I can't work no more. And guess what? Disability and whatever you're going to get from that is not going to sustain the life you were living. Excuse me. So, we got to fix that. Alright, so, everything over $1 billion, when you go from 10 million to $1 billion, it's an extra 50% if homelessness and poverty exists. It's a very simple tax system. Up to 20 for the infrastructure of the government to protect and ensure the well-being of the citizens of this nation. I think I gotta stay on this road. Hang on, guys. I'm doing this live as I'm driving. Alright. So what those funds are going to be spent through is two systems that are going to rebuild the foundation of this nation, the citizens of this country, by lifting you and me and everyone else who is in poverty out of poverty. The UBI, Universal Basic Income. The number that I feel inspired for it to begin at is $2,650 a month per adult. And then we're going to figure something out per child to ensure that we invest in every person in this nation. We're going to invest in our citizens. We're going to provide a way for people to rise. UBI, Universal Basic Income. I want it to be looked at as the citizens' dividend. The prosperity of this nation and the work and the labor that we put forth as citizens that enable Amazon to ship and pack in 2 days and get it out because of the labor force in America. The benefits and profits of this country that go to the mega wealthy and the super wealthy are going to be used to ensure that there is no homeless and no poverty and no unattended to medical needs in this nation. Another thing we're going to do is we are going to promote clean, organic, natural farming. You want to see the kind of farming I'm talking about? Google Polyface Farms. Watch his videos. Learn about how he has a system, and it makes sense. If you understand nature and you understand plants, it's the most natural way to make the land fertile again. We have deserts. We have dams all over America that are preventing water from going to lands where we could turn into oases. Here's a half-hearted idea. If the ice caps are melting, and people want to build a pipeline, let's build a pipeline that brings fresh water to every city in this nation from the melting ice caps. Let's bring the freshest water we can. If it's there, why not go get it? Why not build an infrastructure that ensures that every American has water to drink that is clean and pure from God and the earth, and water to irrigate the land to make it fertile again? Trump wants to make America great. I want to make America fertile again. Through the Medicare for all, I want to make America whole again. I want our foundation, the people, to be strong and healthy. I got 4 years to give you the power back. I got 4 years to set up and change and alter the system in a way that the people want, so that we can walk away from this time as leading this nation as your servant leader. I can walk away knowing that it's going to take a minute for the corruption to undo what the righteous have stood for. Those who are righteous out there are those who fight for what is right, because it's right. So if you have that mindset, that righteous mindset of doing what's right, because it's right, get on my team. Bradshaw 2020. We're going to have a constitutional convention. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be however long, and every day I want the stadium to cycle out the local people. The ones who come in, rich or poor, first come, first serve. You can get in the back of the line, and the parking lot's going to allow to have no cars in it. It's going to have lines that lead people to their area of state. All you have to do is say, I'm from this state. I don't even need an ID. I don't care. Just tell me what state you're from. Just get in that line. You're representing that state. Just be honest about it, because you understand that I'm trying to get the voice of the people. So we have 50 states all around. And we have a constitutional convention where we go over the Constitution. And we're going to just basically, do we want to keep this part? Yes. Dink. Cut and paste. Do we want to keep, oh, we want to add something here? Yes, we do. Rephrase certain terminology to protect everyone. This is what we got to do. This is what we're going to do. The universal basic income of $2,650 a month per adult. So if you have, I don't care how many people in your household, everybody that's an adult gets the money. Y'all want to move out and live in different places? You want to stay together as a family and buy a bigger place where everybody's got their own room? You want to buy your own land and build a house from the ground up, custom to your needs? I'm doing my best in what I think is right to empower us. And where we take the money from is from the super rich. But that only exists, remember, it only exists if there is homelessness and poverty. So the goal is to provide the incentive of all Americans to work together so this nation can be more prosperous than ever. And we won't have to worry about job openings, because with 2,650, there's going to be a lot of people out there that, you know what, say, you know what, my back's messed up, my knees are messed up, I'm tired of working at Walmart on my walker every day. I'm going to sit at home because I'm broken down, and President Bradshaw has given me enough money to sit at home. And I want you to go sit at home. I'm telling you, the people that I'm meeting, the situations people are in, because they have to. When there is that much wealth in a nation, it is a disgrace upon all of us for being complacent. It is a disgrace for us voting for the lesser of two evils instead of rising up together. It is a disgrace that this is allowed, and that people's hearts have grown cold toward the needy and the broken and the hurting, those who suffer and starve and freeze. It's a disgrace. So let's forgive ourselves and do better. Rise with me. Bradshaw for Balance. ThePOTUSof2020.com. Support the campaign in any way you can. Spread the word. Spread some cash. Just listen to it and vote for me. Listen to my podcast and vote for me. And tell other people to vote for me too. We ain't gonna change this nation with a bag of politicians. Just remember, folks, we're gonna end homelessness and poverty through the UBI and making people whole again through Medicare for all. We do those two things first, and from there we'll build. Let's focus on those two things first, and from there we will build. Because the health and well-being of our nation is the #1 priority in a Bradshaw presidency. I will empower you to stand on your own 2 feet. Or if you need a prosthetic, the technology's out there. I will push for funding to make it affordable for everyone who needs one. We're gonna do what's right because it's right. It's a righteous mentality. #righteous mentality. Y'all gotta know I'm for real. I've been at this for 9 years. Y'all just hearing about me now. Wait till all the people who've heard about me for the last 9 years start coming out of the woodwork. If you are watch this and you remember seeing me somewhere in the past, I hope you'll call your local news and say, hey, I met that guy at da-da-da-da. Call him, ask him. Because whenever I meet people, I always tell them, give me a little catchphrase. Like I just met somebody, I said, tell them that you met me at the View with No View in Massachusetts. So as long as they remember that, it'll trigger in my mind and I'll remember it. I can't possibly remember everything. We're going to solve the problems in this nation, starting at the foundation. Now tell me how those affect your concerns. Tell me how those two solutions change the circumstances and the climate that any other issue you have revolves in. Saturate on those thoughts. Think about what those solutions will do for every other issue that you can think of. And if you don't think it's sufficient as a foundational step for change, let me know. Hit me up, Matthew Embry Bradshaw on Facebook. Comment in my YouTube. Go to my website, ThePOTUSof2020. Text me on my phone. Call me on my phone. Let me know what's up. I'm heading out, guys. I'm on the road trying to get to Burlington, Vermont. Trying to get Bernie Sanders' attention. Come on, Bernie for VP. Hashtag Bernie for VP. Hashtag M4A. Hashtag UBI. Hashtag BLM. Hashtag Matthew Embry Bradshaw. Hashtag the next president. Hashtag I am the POTUS of 2020. POTUS out.